What is up, guys? Showdown is here, bringing you a new video. And today, this video is mainly going to be about the Pokemon starters from Alola. That was weak. But yeah, so I want to do like a, how can I put this, like a rank placement where I think they'll place in a tier, Smogon tiers, and I think the Smogon tier should be all fixed out and organized by January. Don't quote me on that. I believe I read that somewhere, but I'm not sure. If it's not, give me more time to upload these videos. So today I want to start off with the starters. Might skip some Pokemon if I just feel like no one really wanted to know about them. So basically, let's start off with the starters. I know a lot of people like the starters. There's different teams. Team DECIDUEYE, PRIMARINA, INCINEROAR, yeah, all that. But we'll start off with always the number one Pokemon type that you see. That's not it. The first typing in each region's deck. Grass type. That sounded so wrong. Okay. Decidueye. So with Decidueye, it has base stats of 78 HP, 107 attack, I think 75 defense, 100 in special in defense, attack and defense, and then 70 speed. It's Grass Ghost with the abilities of Overgrowth and Long Reach. And if you don't know what Long Reach is, basically, it turns all physical contact moves into non-physical contact. Well, it turns it into non-contact moves. So example would be Earthquake is a physical move that doesn't make direct contact. But let's say Mach Punch is a physical move that does make contact, even though it doesn't. Let's say Sucker Punch. So if you use Sucker Punch on Decidueye, even though it usually makes contact with other Pokemon, with Long Reach it doesn't. Now with Sun and Moon, they already have an item that kind of gives the Pokemon that ability, called Protective Patterns, I think. But yeah. So it's week 2. Let me pull this up. Being Grass Port Ghost. Grass Poison is Bulbasaur's evolution line. Grass Ghost. First starter, Grass Starter to be Ghost. It's with the Fire, Ice, Flying, Ghost, and Dark. Fire. Well, I think the biggest problem for it is Dark types. Because looking at his move pool, it doesn't really have a good move pool. It has nothing kind of fighting type. I think it get U-turn. I think that's the only thing. If it doesn't get U-turn, then I'm wrong. But yeah, U-turn. I feel like it does get U-turn, but yeah. Other than that, possibly it doesn't have any way to counter fighting types, and I'm pretty sure most fighting types are slightly above his speed range, even though you can run his Scarf. The best you can fighting types. What the hell? Most Dark types are above a base 70 speed. So yeah, and knockoff being very common. I think every team I use in Forest had some way of using knockoff. I don't know why. But yeah, let's say you run into a Weavile. Use Ice Shard. You can't take that. You can't switch into it. Even though that's a bad example because it has both of his staff is weak too, but that's something else. What's a better example? Let's see. Let's say Gliscor. Gliscor, it can't really switch into Gliscor because I don't see Yeah, it doesn't really get anything other than HP Ice, which every Pokemon get, to mess with Gliscor physically. I haven't really seen that many special Decidueyes, and Gliscor can just come in and use knockoff, and it's kind of physically frail, giving it even more trouble with dark types with knockoff. So I'm pretty sure I think it might place. Let me see. It might place BO2, and if you don't know what BO2 stands for, is borderline 2, or basically it's UU. It could be UU, but people don't really use it. It's like borderline between UU and RU. It's either going to be BL2 or RU. That's what I think. It might go be RU just because Hoopa's there. Another Pokemon that doesn't appreciate knockoff, and it just might go to BL2 because at least it's not quad with the dark types. Next we have the man himself, Decidueye. Not Decidueye, Incineroar. Having base 95 HP, 115 in attack, 90 in defense, 80 in special attack, and 90 again in special defense. So 90 across both defenses, and 60 base speed. So that's not bad. I think the stats are considered average, or slightly above average. Not that well involved into the meta. Yeah. So being in Fire Dark and having the ability to blaze and intimidate is weak to. And let me say this: Intimidate is such a bad move. The other two starters got completely new special abilities that only they have, but Incineroar gets Intimidate. Yeah, that's kind of fucked up for it. I think if we got a cool HA ability, it could have been really even better. But it's weak to water fighting with the dark type. Thank God it's not fire fighting again. Ground type, immune to psychic, rock, and weak to rock. Not immune to rock, but weak to rock. It resists fire, grass, ice, ghost, dark, and steel. One thing about being weak to water is that there's a lot of water types, so that doesn't work out for it. Fighting types, a lot of Pokemon have fighting type moves just because it's a good typing and good typing move to have. Rounds, a lot of Pokemon have a lot of perfect Pokemon can learn Earthquake, and a lot of Pokemon have some forms of rock. And being weak to Stealth Rock is kind of bad. Let me see. It gets Sword Stance, Naughty Plot, and Workup. Oh, I forgot to say, I think this is why I get the same moves too, but yeah. You get those. It doesn't have a very guts move pool, like mainly being type stab moves, but you get Outrage just in case you want to have Outrage. But it makes sense for this Pokemon since it's like supposed to be an aggressive Pokemon, have an Outrage. But yeah. This is decently bulky. Sometimes I use AB Incineroar to make it for because of course people are going to try to use water type moves. Sometimes it takes it a little bit better, but it's not perfect. It's far from perfect. With this, I think I can see it being placed in maybe in you. Even though I really like this Pokemon a lot. I like it a lot design wise. is just cool, but I think it might go into NU. I don't know. Just because, even though people don't like fire fighting, at least it has some competitive use. But Fire Dark, it has some, but being weak to like some of the most common move types that most Pokemon have, just for coverage, doesn't help your case that much. Even though it's not about 1v6, it's a 6v6. So you might have a team that helps out for Incineroar, but yeah. Other than that, I think NU, possibly RU too. I don't know. I'm just making a rough guess. Maybe one day I get actually get some of these right. But yeah, Incineroar, I'm sorry boy, that I put you in NU. Maybe PU, not PU, but maybe RU at best. Now going into which seem to be the most favorite of the 3 starters, Primarina. And this is off topic for a second, which is kind of weird because I did a team build for each of the starters. View-wise, Primarina has the most in DECIDUEYE, and then no one wanted to watch the INCINEROAR, which was funny to me. I was so hyped in INCINEROAR, like, yeah, all this and this. But then Primarina got the most, I had a copyright song that kind of showed the audio. Yeah. Which is kind of funny on YouTube. Primarina, Water Fairy, just like Azumarill. So, Water Fairy being a decent typing, I think one of the best typings there is. Having Torrent and Liquid Voice, and with Liquid Voice is basically all sound type moves like Hyper Voice, Echo Voice, Supersonic become water type. So it has 18 HP, 74 in special, 74 in attack and defense, 126 in special attack, 116 in special defense, and 60 in speed. I can see this Pokemon kind of grow on me. I don't know why, but if I use a lot, I'll probably start liking it a little bit more. I don't hate it, but I don't think it is as cool as this anyway. Main Water Fairy is weak to electric, grass, poison. That's it. It resists fire, water, ice, fighting, bug, and dark, and immune to dragon because of fairy. Dark fairy. It's actually one of the few fairy types that I actually could possibly like. But here's the thing: electric, grass, and poison being weak to those, just competitively wise, you don't really see that many. I haven't really seen that many poison types. I've seen a lot of Pokemon try to use poison type moves and like UU and like RU, but not like OU. It's just kind of weird. Electric types. I can't really think of a OU electric type. I'm pretty sure it is one, but I can't think of one. Well, Tapu Koko is going to be one. But let me see. Electric type. I can't think of one. Grass type. Mega Venusaur. That's the first thing that comes to mind. Yeah, grass type really doesn't show that much in competitive. I don't think either one of these 3 show up that much. I know Pokemon carry the moves with those typings, but not the Pokemon type itself. Resisting water, which is very common, which is the most common Pokemon typing. Resisting fire, which is good in competitive. Dark is good in competitive. Fighting is good in competitive. Ice is too. Bug with the buff. Resisting, that's pretty cool. Move pool wise, I don't think you get any setup. other than workup. I don't know enough about that. Doesn't get any recovery like the other two. Well, Incineroar doesn't need any recovery either. Is very specially built, which is kind of scary. Like, it could take special hits for kind of a lot. And it has, like, the HP. Again, I think that's considered good. Like, I'm not one of those people who can be like, oh, if it's above this much, it's good. I'm not to that level yet, but yeah. If I had to place it, I think it would probably be OU or U, honestly. Because of the typing. I think the typing helps us a lot. It gets Ice Beam for grass types. Even though you probably wouldn't use it against grass type. But Ice, again, a very common type in move. Competitive. It gets Psychic, which is always good to kill off like fighting types. Side Shot, Moonblast, Fairy Beam. I think Fairy's actually was running the OU meta just because it was new. I'm not sure about that. I came into OU meta kind of late. Yeah. A pretty good Pokemon is switching on special attacks. Resisted quite a bit good typings. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure OU to UU. Or would that be UU to OU? You guys let me know in the comment box down below what you guys think. What do you think their place? Honestly, let's just do like a quick recap. DECIDUEYE, BL2 to RU, INCINEROAR, BL3, maybe RU at best, and PRIMARINA, OU to UU. Let me guys know what you think. Comment down below. Like the video if you like the video. Share with your friends. Share with anybody you want to. And you know what? Down below, tell me how your day is. I had a good day. Tell me about yours. It's been Shadow, and I'm Guess. That's all I gotta say. I'll see you guys later. Peace.